Hi, and welcome to Channeling Divinity. My name is Erin, and I am a trans communicator of divinity. So, what this means is that I can bridge the connections and I can cross networks and attune to the higher planes of existence to deliver information and truth down to you guys. And today I have the lovely Jacqueline on. I knew I would get the pronunciation a little bit wrong on to help me with this, and she is going to be my interviewer for my channel. So I will let her introduce herself a little bit more properly. But over to you.
Thank you, Erin. I feel like there is no wrong. It's just whatever your interpretation of something is. So that's fine for me. I am Jacqueline Kent, and I specialize in human design for manifesting generators and creatives. Often people who get stuck in their heads, I help them find a way to bring the uniqueness that is them out into the world so that they can live a fuller, more wholesome life and reconnect with what brings them joy.
That's lovely. Lovely, great. So, do you have any themes or anything that you want to put out there so that we can start the connection rolling?
I want to talk about meditation today.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I want to talk about meditation because it's something that has been, I don't necessarily want to say a challenge, but it's something that has been an interesting journey for me. And I would love some different takes on it, some different angles, and see what comes through around that. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Okay, so I will just take a couple of minutes and center myself and
Yeah.
settle into a channel for that. So, I will go in and send those upwards.
Magic.
Okay, and they'll let you know when they've come through properly. Okay.
Mhm.
Hello and welcome. We are um, ignited to be here today, and what a fantastic theme that you are choosing to initiate into and expand more around. And it is a very willfulling notion to be diving into, where it is the undertaking of oneself to bring inside of themselves and ask or still the body to enable a wider range, a wider view. So yes, we are gratefully here to accept this conversation and begin speaking about this, and we will let you ask some questions.
Thank you. So, when it comes to meditation, I know that there are many different ways in which we can quiet the mind or at least attempt to quiet the mind. If you're somebody who has a very active brain and this can prove challenging, what would be some techniques or approaches you would suggest that might help find a way to silence some of that busyness?
Hmm. Beautiful. Okay, so when you have a whirring mind and lots of thoughts are entering simultaneously in different directions, it can cause a bit of chaos into trying to get into the state where you can just breathe and let it all go. So, with the breathing, we can start there. Breathing will allow you to release the junk. So, it is to be mindful about the breaths that you are taking, where you are initiating a sequence, so to say, which can allow the information in, and then the excessive information which is around to silence itself on the out breath and release. So a few breaths and deep breaths in, or 2 seconds. in, out sort of breath. So in, out, in, out, longer on the out breath will help you initiate a sense of ignition inside of the vessel, the capacity to hold. Another way of clearing and not defogging, but removing some sustenance of the information that is impounding is to, again, set the intention to clear your mind space, clear this space so that you can make the necessary arrangements to delve deeper into the sense of self. So after the breath, maybe get into a deeper state of being than you would normally be at in meditation. So it's all about going deeper and relaxing more. Find a comfortable position where you can just disappear into the sofa if you're on the sofa, disappear into the bed if you are lying down in the bed. When you are lying down, you are more activating. Therefore, if you're sitting up, it is a little less relaxing, but it can still be done. If you are into movement meditation, it is just to move the body, and as you are moving the body, switch your mind over to a different channel. There are many different ways, as you say, to meditation, and it is finding the one that suits you better. When you are trying to loosen these connections of the wearing brain, it is also to again initiate the stance that you want to clear out, so that you have the space to enable it. So really setting that as an intention as well will help you to initiate, in the understanding that asking, within the asking you will also receive. Is that a sufficient answer for the time being, as we can delve into this a little bit further?
I very much enjoyed that. Thank you. I really appreciate the insight around setting the intention to clear the space. As somebody who has a very busy energy, it's something that I find I struggle to maintain a consistency with. So, do you think that being consistent and finding the way that works for you is most important, or is it valuable to allow yourself to lean in and trust that whatever is right in that moment is actually correct?
Both are correct. The way that you will gain stronger connections to this sense of self through the meditation is through practice, spending 5 minutes of your time where you can again dive inwards every day is going to be beneficial for your systems, because when you dive in, you are expanding those systems, therefore they are widening, and you are receiving more and gifting more, so to say, to the energies that are around. And when you are in this communication with yourself and these energies, which is a forward backwards motion, the more established that gets, the better and easier it will be for you to be able to center yourself in that space. To the other side of the equation, could you just repeat it? Because Erin's interrupting and I've forgotten. I need to send it back up.
So it was, is it good to have a consistent practice that you do every day, or allow yourself to lean in and trust that whatever feels like the right practice in that moment is correct for you?
Okay. Yes, okay. Again, the other side of this is the delving in and trusting your system. So if you need to understand that if you need to take a day or two, it isn't going to affect the bigger picture. So you can also lean into how your energy is feeling and whether you do have the space or time to delve in at that capacity. Everything is individual. Everything is compassionate to your systems. This is where you yourself have to have those initiations where you can say, I have the energy to do this, this, and this, and this at a consistent rate. Whether you do 1, 2, miss a few, 99, 100, it is still going to be there. That connection is still going to be there for you to be able to connect into. It is just the choosing. But as we said, if you are persistent and delve into this more than a little bit more, then as we say, it will get easier to do.
Amazing, thank you. So something that I have been seeing and reading a lot about is that for people who have very busy minds, that transcendental meditation is another avenue that might be worth exploring. I wonder if you could speak more to that.
Yes. Erin is coming through with a bit of confusion here, as she's not quite sure what it is you are asking. Could you just describe it a little bit more so we have more of a basis to go off? Thank you.
So my understanding of transcendental meditation is that it's about different chanting, different mantras, using sound within your meditation.
Ah.
I wonder if you can expand on that for me, please.
Of course we can, yes. We have just heard different terms from Erin's systems around this. Okay, so yes, when you are chanting and when you are initiating through sound, those vibrations are going to help you raise the levels of your connections in that moment. So chanting with the chakras and doing the chakra sounds will help you connect to each and every level of that basis. So if you are wanting to focus on a certain chakra area, if you are doing that systems, then focusing in and chanting the connection that comes through there, or even if you are just versing out yourself and you can make a sound which you connect through to each one. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a set rhythm. You can vibrate at a level and then set the intention yourself to for that level to go through to wherever you want it in your body. So in this way, the sound vibrations will be able to come in, and they are very good at breaking up molecular structures and molecular gatherings. So if you are feeling into your body and witnessing blocks there, you can do a sound, and this is how sound waves help. You can initiate it by either producing the sound yourself or using sound bath therapies, or even the tuning bars and the tuning forks can be used and sent directly into that position. So really, when you look at it and encompass it in a holder, sound is very, very good initiator to intensify and enhance those deliveries.
Thank you. Something that's coming to mind is that if you can't find, I believe it's a Zen proverb, if you can't find time to meditate for 5 minutes, you should meditate for an hour. I'm not sure if that's exactly the right amount of time, but I would love to know if you felt like you were somebody who is very much about how much time you have. How can you find the right way to be in a moment with your meditation while still being mindful of time on the physical plane?
We're glad you said that, because when you are in meditation, time is not existing where that space is. So if you are limited in a time space where the contingency is you only have a spare few minutes, you can always set yourself that timer. But to be able to really relax into it with knowing that you will be awoken at the correct time for you to be able to carry on doing what is needed in the physical reality. In this sense, your body will automatically react when it is time to wake up as well. So again, when you spend that moment in meditation or going inwards, you are instantly connecting and expanding those connections outwards. So the longer you spend doesn't necessarily mean that you will gain more traction, but it is more beneficial. So even if you have only got a few minutes of the day, even those few minutes will be so beneficial for your systems to help you enact what is necessary for a transfusion of energy, for a transfusion of vision, for a transfusion of information. So if you are reliant upon time, and if you haven't necessarily got a million hours in the day, just make the intention that you can find 2 minutes of your time to just go and explore. And again, doing this a little bit more constantly than not will help you gain those connections faster. Yes.
So some of what I'm hearing is there's a lot around the intentions and being clear on your intentions, what you hope to achieve from meditating, the connections you hope to make, the resources that you are hoping to tap into. Does that sound like a fair summary?
Yes, setting intentions is important, but remember when you set those intentions, some of them must be left open-ended for the bigger picture, and the higher picture knows no bounds. So when you are setting intentions, you can have the clarity to go in and receive information and around a certain subject, but do not cap it off where you are unable to reach where you need to because there has been a limitation put on it. So being specific, yes. Getting clarity, yes. Just make sure those boundaries are not rock solid. So yes, the movement can be made malleable.
Perfect. So there's a lot to be said for being clear on what it is you hope to achieve, but also letting go of the outcome or the result or the tangible thing. And I find this interesting because I think that this is something that can be applied to so much more than just meditation. Correct?
Yes. Life in general. When you move and when you start creating in these ways, even consciously, it is to move with the frequencies of those fields, so you can set the intentions and then move into those intentions. And this is how the wonderful timelines and quantum energies come into it, for you can consciously move yourself through to different timelines and time spans of every thought that is given. So when you are in those sort of deliveries where it can be expanded to everyday scenarios in your physicality, then again, this is very much a corresponded atmospheric where you are initiating it through maybe the meditations and then moving it again into more physical aspects where you take the actions on what you have viewed.
Perfect. Thank you. So if you were somebody who felt as though meditation would be the best way in which to connect with your own personal spirit guides, what would that look like?
Yes, you can call upon your guides and your spirit guides and your angels and whoever you wish to, and through this art form of meditation, if you are personally wanting to connect with your own spirit guides, you can either choose a collective appearance or a singular appearance, or maybe just two or three. It is all upon your initiations and who you want to or how you want to get started. Initially, you can, let's say, let's just choose the one spirit guide, so not to overcomplicate things. So with the intention setting, you would set it to intentionally meet the spirit guide, which is the most prevalent in your life in this corresponding moment, to come through and be more of Erin. I'm going to have to pause it, and then my door's just knocked, and we'll get back to it. We will come back to it. Okay, apologies about that, guys. The postman came, set my dogs off. So let's get back into it. Yes, the intention was to set the one spirit guide who is most prevalent in your life to come forward and meet or greet you. So you can, again, relax into a meditative state or whatever is easiest for you to be able to get you into the flow. And just imagine that as the intention has said, that your spirit guide will come and greet you. Now, if you would like a little bit more of an expansive connection here, we can go into a meditative state with you and deliver the necessary arrangements. Is this something that you would like to do?
Yes, I think that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Lovely. Okay, so firstly, we'd like you to ask gently to lean back and be ready with a few deep breaths for this delivery to come through. So the intention is that we are going to meet the guide, which is the most prevalent in our lives at the moment, who is helping us move forward with whatever issues that are arising. Okay.
Okay.
As we see ourselves wandering through a luscious green grass, and we are making pathways in this long green grass, and this long green grass is holding us very gently to the ground and through our senses. And as we are paving our way through this grass, it becomes clear that there is a little opening in front of us where a nice circular space full of light is waiting. So as we make our way towards this dome of light, we ask and initiate ourselves into this space so that we are in full connection with spirit, with our guides, and fully protected through all realms, time, spaces, and dimensions. Each golden step that you are now taking is another step towards a deepening of the senses. So each step and each breath that you take is following and guiding you to this space where you are internally acclimatized to yourself, internally acclimatized to your highest definitions, internally acclimatized to all of your senses. And as you reach out and enter this gold dome, you are encapsulated within the brightest source light. Now, as this light dims down and your eyes get acclimatized to it, there is a figure standing there waiting to greet you. Now, this figure is going to be your spirit guide. It is going to be the connection that you feel. It is going to be either visuals or a knowing, and it is for you to trust your senses and see what is arising in this moment. And we will let you guide yourself through this for a few seconds, minutes, with the lovely waves that we will send along with that. Now, if your guides would like to speak to you in any ways they want, this is and can have and maybe have already been initiated, but please gather all the information that you wish to and use this dialogue so that you can greet more. Maybe you want to ask now whether more guides who wish to be there can access and be granted into the level that you are existing in this lovely dome light. So if you wish to call in any more of your guides, it can be spirit animals or anybody else who is prevalent at the time being, such as angels, archangels. This is a space of higher intelligence and safety. And know that in this space you can call in for anything that you want and it will be delivered. And you can stay in this space as long as you want for the time being. Now let's just retreat. You can always go back to this whenever you wish. So stepping and thanking everybody for their appearances, and then just delivering your steps backwards out of this gorgeous dome of light, retracing your steps back through this luscious long grass, and bringing yourselves back down into your body, into the connectivity by wiggling your fingers, your hands, and your toes, and then slowly, consciously coming in and opening your senses and your eyes for this extendable delivery. And then we can carry on, Jacqueline. Thank you.
Thank you. During that meditation,
Yes.
I received a guide who has come to me on more than one occasion, and it was an animal spirit guide, and it was the energy of a unicorn.
Yes, unicorns are very wise. We do love their energy, so very magical in the space as well.
Very magical. And I also encountered Archangel Metatron.
Yes, in the golden light and the spaces above. Metatron is very igneous.
Thank you. I enjoyed experiencing that as a confirmation that I had this knowing that they have been my guides, and somewhere in my logical mind, I told myself I imagined that. But during that meditation, it was very clear. Those names, those images came to me, and I wonder if you can speak to what happens when you feel as though you talk yourself out of being guided because your logical mind wants to kind of join in.
Oh, yes. Don't we just love the logical mind? No. Yes. Okay. So the logical mind. Now we have to have the logical mind, obviously, and when it comes to meditation, it is very much to box off and maybe move aside this logical mind so the right-sided mind can come through and delve into the creativity, the expansiveness. So in this sense, there is two sections. We have the right side of the brain, which is the creativity, the flow, the feminine, and then you have the left side of the brain, which is the logical thinking and the masculine side. This side just needs to do its best to stay not hidden, but stay offline for the time being, so that you can have that expansive experience without it butting in. If it does butt in, you can always also set the intention to just switch it off for the time being and power it back up when it is needed. This is a very good way to visualize a switch, an on and off switch, which you can use and set the intention for that to happen. So when you are facing this dilemma, when you have retrieved all of your information, of course you are going to question, of course, but inside is where you will find the validity. Inside, only you know what is true or what is not true. And if you don't know, then it is on the journey that you will encompass and find this truth out for yourself. So it is following those leads. It is accepting those images for what they were and how they made you feel and how they are or came through in this existence. And it is really, again, delving into those senses around knowing that when you were in that space, everything that has been received was meant to be received, and even the bits which you cannot visually see have been received and downloaded into your systems, maybe for a later date where you will get an external confirmation of what has been given to you, like you have had today. But yes, the logical mind does like to play games, and this is just part of the human experience.
Thank you. That's really beautiful because something that I've encountered and I've noticed and I've observed is there is often a huge element of trust, and some of that being self-trust, and some of that being conditioning from stories that we have been brought up with or been around, which have played havoc with that sense of self-trust that we've always had and we've probably known since we were quite young. Is that something that you feel is a common thread, is a factor?
Yes. Common threads and factors, so to say. We are not speaking for absolutely everyone, but for most, there is those misconceptions and conceptions that have been ingrained in and through generations. So maybe things are popping up in this life for you which aren't exactly from this life. So this is a very intricate subject where, yes, there are conditionings that have happened, and it may not have happened to you personally, but it may have been carried through the genetics or the genes through many different levels, and maybe even coming across from parallel lives and transfusing to your existence. So when you are speaking in this sort of terminology, it is a very expansive network where things could come up where you are mistrusting your systems. So it is again to pay attention to what is leading you to mistrust, find the source of the ignition and delve a little deeper so you can maybe clear that yourself. And everybody can clear the these notions and systems, that they can always ask for their own highest guidance, own highest light to help initiate the retrieval of the information, and obviously initiate the removal. Obviously, you can again seek guidance if you wish to, not tackle it on yourself or by yourself, and just in this sense, when if you are doing that, lean into your intuition, lean into those that are speaking to you, lean into the energies of this, or even ask, and you will be guided to whoever can help you in that scenario, or with whatever you are trying to yes, work out. Yes.
Thank you. So something that came to me during that was that you may or may not know who your spiritual team are. It may be that there is a presence and you are unable to name it or see it or experience it, but you're still able to tap into asking and connecting with your spiritual team so that they can help you do the work that you're here to do. Does that sound fair?
100%. This is very relevant to Erin, actually. Yes, very funny. But we are laughing with her, not at her. So this is a sense of her journey, actually, where she has travelled through very, very vast amounts of energies to come and try and get the influencing names that were meant to be prevalent in her journey. But what she has come to learn and realize is that it is not just one connection that is there, it is multiple factors and multiple energies which are combining together. So therefore there may not be one name for everything. And in this sense, she is very much for the journey of the energetic, and each stage that she has entered into has delivered her something else, which has led her to find this out for herself. So it is not to focus just on the names, it is to focus on the energies, the deliverance of the messages, and the inbounding information that is being received. And know that it is all part of a connecting network, which is so expansive, and all there for you and the growth. Yes, delightful.
I really enjoyed the synergy of that share. Thank you. That there's this a lesson that's happening that helps us recognize and understand that we do not need to have all the information. We do not need to have the whether it's labels or something that has us feeling like it needs to look a certain way. But it is important for us to really make sense of the support that we receive from our spiritual team, whatever that may look like, and perhaps that this spiritual team is not always the same.
Correct. Yes, we very much love that evaluation. exactly in terms of energy, everything can merge, everything can connect, it is all flowing. And when you singular try and singular energies out which aren't meant to be singled out, which are meant to be combined, this is very much narrowing that field of the information or the truths that you're meant to receive. So it is just to know into your systems and relax fully into the energies that are present, and know that if you allow, you can allow the expansive network that is available without the limitations, without the boundaries, without the narrowing, to come through and serve you as best as it can.
And what I love about that is that it speaks, I feel, so much to what's happening on the planet right now. We all need to come together. We all need to do our part, and we can do that in so many different ways and different dimensions, different frequencies, different spaces, on different teams. We can all do this work together. It is not all about the individual, it is all about how we collaborate, and we can allow our spiritual team or teams to show us what that looks like and really lean into that.
Yes, just remember that the individual journey is so expansive in itself. So you might be igniting on this individual journey, but when you are opening it up to other connections and you all have the same similarities and same experiences, this is more power, this is more energy that can be utilized and come together to form a greater, bigger picture. Again, it is not to say that you as an individual cannot go on your journey that yourself, but when you are open and in the receiving mode, those which are meant to come and help you will be there and deliver themselves into your space. So again, maybe seeking connections or placing the intention to seek connections which are there for your greatest benefit, so that you can come together and you can help each other and you can grow collectively.
That's absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much.
No, you are welcome.
It's so interesting that we started talking about meditation and ended up like just tapping into so many different themes. And I started this with a feeling that I didn't really know what I might want to ask about, but meditation felt like it was pressing for me. And yet it's taken us to some really beautiful places and spaces that I've really enjoyed hearing. And I feel this really wonderful lightness in my energy from connecting today, which has just been magical and beautiful. Thank you.
We can talk on this just for a moment. See, when you're in a delivery with a greater, higher magnitude of deliverance, there is so many transfusions that are equipping the viewer, the connector, and so as there are unseen energies, the intention is always set for healing and initiations and activations of whatever it is or whoever is watching or connecting to this video. So the greater picture is, we'll let you into the secret, is that whilst you have been initiating into this conversation, which we are so excited about, and we are getting very giddy because there has been so many DNA activations, so many lightnings and removings of blockages, and lots of everything else. So really, it is like having a body workshop without even realizing it. So we have brought through a greater elevated mission, so to say, as the viewers, and you have connected.
And just as you were talking about that giddy,
I need to
I
offer
was
that.
experiencing the exact same thing. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. Mm, mm,
Wow.
thank you. Beautiful.
Oh, Erin's back.
That was amazing.
I just needed to laugh then. I felt that energy and I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I'm so happy about this. I
Well,
am
when
so happy about this.
when you watch this back, you'll see my face. I was doing exactly the same. It's incredible. Absolutely love it.
Amazing. Amazing. Is there
Mm.
anything else you want to ask, Jacqueline?
No, I think I'm complete. Thank you. I feel lovely. Oh, it's lovely. Thank you.
Awesome. that was so expansive. As always, I will always watch back with the viewer because I find it so interesting. Not all the information always sticks there for me, but I am always feeling that energy in my body. So I am excited. So if you are loving this content, please follow and subscribe to my channels. My Instagram is spiritual__divine, and obviously my YouTube handle and TikTok is Channeling Divinity. So you can also work with me through my website, which is www.spiritualdivine.uk, where you can get one-to-one channelings and a load more. And Jacqueline, where can they find you?
Thank you so much. So I have a Facebook group, which is the Possibility Playground for manifesting generators and creatives. And I'm on Instagram at Jacqueline Kent Official, and my website is jacquelinekent.co.uk.
Lovely. We will put links below so you can find those a lot easier, guys. But thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you, Jacqueline, for being with us today. And we look forward. Well, I look forward to connecting again with you soon.
Thank
Okay,
you.
guys. Bye.